That's all very reassuring, and we can all go home and sleep comfortably in our beds tonight, because all is all right. Is it? Oh no, it isn't, is it? What worries me a little bit is there seems to be some differences of opinion within the main camp of the council. We did invite the leader of the council to come, because he made Councillor Mike Freer, because in the Barnet magazine, Barnet First, in the December version, he was talking about looking after our suburbs, maintaining their attractiveness. If you neglect them, they decline. Our roads are in gridlock, our schools are full. We need all the things that make suburbs like Barnet great places to live are now under strain. They were going to do something about it. In the January issue of Barnet First, message from the leader, one of the criticisms often levelled at town centres is the gradual erosion of independent stores as they're replaced by large chains, lines of coffee shops. In Barnet, we're proud of our town centres, large number of vibrant, interesting retail outlets, and have no plans to create any more clone towns. Yippee! We're all in favour of that. Tonight, the Cabinet is meeting which is the top committee of the council, just below the council meeting, and there are 2 items on that agenda. One of them is about local area agreements and sustainable community strategies. And it talks about revising the strategy in Barnet, and we're moving away from, instead of being a first-class suburb, we're now moving towards an aspiration to be a successful city suburb, which is why we're having big developments in the borough at inner city densities, inner city high-rise forms and massing of construction, and inner city dwellings and styles of building. Well, New Barnet is a little local town centre. It's not the inner city, and city-style developments are wholly inappropriate. So the aspiration that we now reflect our aspiration to be a successful city suburb slightly at variance with the other statements. Capable of interpretation, Brian. The Mayor's London Plan also requires a certain amount of growth. We're going for 50% more growth in the London Plan. The other paper tonight is headed Vibrant and Viable Town Centres. And that causes me a lot of concern. They refer to the need to redevelop and concentrate on High Barnet, New Barnet, North Finchley and Edgware. But they are looking to having significant input from the private sector. The suburban town strategies, centre strategies, recognises that the council's role is not to take an interventionist approach to town centres, as ultimately it is the private sector that will invest most and will determine the amount and type of retail activity. However, it acknowledges that the council has a key role to play in creating the right environment, because the council largely controls the appearance of town centres, controls parking arrangements, determines the extent of change of planning use, regulates street trading, influences residents' feelings of safety and security, and is best placed to promote the town centres. Had they been doing this 5 years ago, 8 years ago, we wouldn't be in the position we are now. We've now got Asda and Tesco banging on our doors, and we're talking about what we should be doing. I fear we're closing the stable door after the horse has bolted. That worries me. And it's what we're trying to say tonight. But can you carry all your colleagues on the council? Do you want to, have you got any comments?
David, there is a paper tonight on sustaining town centres, and the current council administration is determined to sustain those town centres. But there is a key role for the private sector, no one doubts that. The council doesn't have pots of money to go around developing buildings. That's always going to be the private sector. There's nothing that you've read out, and there's nothing. I encourage people to log onto the council's website and read the paper. There's nothing in that that contradicts anything that any politician has said tonight. We believe in our town centres, we want them regenerated. And can I just say, David, your point about too many city developments. Yes, there are. That is entirely driven by the London plan, which I and many and my colleagues on Barnet oppose entirely. You talk about the growth is in the western side of the borough, on that vast area, the largest brownfield site in Western Europe, which is Cricklewood, the railway land there. That's where the growth is being directed in this borough, Cricklewood and the A5 corridor, not in Barnet. This administration, yes, wants to revive the town centres, but secondly, wants to preserve the unique suburban nature of Barnet, which it makes it a place that we all want to live in. So I don't see anything contradictory, David.